Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us. Today we've got a brand new story to share with you. So let's begin. Here I am, sitting in this cell. My last day, actually. Kind of glad it's over. Learned a few things from the old-timers here. The story that landed me in this mess? Pretty wild, if you ask me. It all kicked off when my wife, Sarah, and I bought this fancy new house in a suburb outside London. Loads of young, ambitious folks like us lived there. Parties every weekend, mostly couples, some singles, some just shacking up without the rings. We were all middle management types, lawyers, ad people, real estate agents. I used to fix planes, even became a chief mechanic until I found out I could talk people into spending way more than they needed on a house. Get them a decent mortgage, good for me, anyway. Sarah was a junior manager at an ad agency. We were doing all right, life was sweet. Fridays, we'd all hit the local wine bar at lunchtime, bitch about clueless clients and pat ourselves on the back. One Friday, I told Sarah I'd be late, maybe 3 or 4, had some slow-witted clients to deal with. Said I'd see her there. Got to the bar just after 4, usual crowd was there. But no Sarah. Asked one of the girls where she was. Said she wasn't feeling great, and Dave took her home. Dave and Sarah worked together, so they were friendly enough. Dave, not Dan, not anything else, just Dave. Problem was, Dave was a bit of a player, and not the sharpest tool in the shed when it came to women. Thought he was God's gift. Some women seemed to agree. We'd all seen him and his wife, Liz, have shouting matches because of his flirting. Maybe it wasn't just flirting. They'd been married less than 2 years, together longer, but it wasn't exactly a fairy tale. Sarah and I figured Dave's charm had worn thin with Liz being around. Drove home. Dave's car wasn't there. Neither was Sarah's. Figured she was still at work or her car was in the bar's lot. And Dave had gone home in his own, assuming she wasn't feeling well. Crept into the house. Went upstairs. Heard the sounds no husband wants to hear unless he's part of the act. Oh yeah, deeper, stop, we shouldn't. Stop. If I get caught, he'll kill us. But it feels so good. Pulled out my phone, started recording. Quietly opened the bedroom door. Sarah was on her back. Naked Dave on top, her legs wrapped around him. Damn it. Got a few seconds of video for the divorce, then turned it off. First thing I wanted to do was tear him apart. Second was to smash something. Second part was easier. Grabbed my old cricket bat from the spare room. Went back to our bedroom. Still at it. Swung the door open. Their faces were priceless. Dave's jaw dropped as the bat connected with his side, sending him flying into the wall. Grabbed Sarah by her hair, threw her off the bed into the corner next to him. What the hell are you doing? I yelled, like I couldn't see. Mike. Baby, it's not what it looks like. Oh yes, it damn well is. You're that scum in our bed. Dave was standing, clutching his ribs. I grabbed his blonde hair, yanked him onto a chair. Sit there until this bat touches your balls. Showed him the video. Stay put or I send this to your wife. Looked at Sarah cowering. Waved the bat in her face. You move. This hits your pretty face, and you'll look real ugly by the time I'm done. Foul thoughts flooded my head. This idiot would fear me forever, wouldn't dare come near Sarah again. Went downstairs, grabbed some rope, a thick black ribbon, and some thin steel wire we used on planes to stop bolts coming loose. Sharp stuff like cheese wire. Back upstairs, Dave was still on the chair, Sarah still crying. Told Sarah to tie Dave to the chair, secure his hands. She did exactly as I said, then went back to her corner. Tied the rope to Dave's left ankle, looped it through his thighs, tied it to his right ankle, tightened it. His heels were pulled up, almost touching his backside. This is the part one don't like thinking about. Wrapped the steel wire around one ankle, down his thigh, around his, to the other ankle, wrapped it around the rope. Now his legs were held by the wire, and if it snapped, well. Took out my Swiss Army knife, opened the big blade, put it under the wire. Looked him in the eyes. You know what happens if I cut this rope? Tears streamed down his face. He nodded. Think he got it. Truth is, it was too much. I only wrapped the wire once on the right ankle. If the rope broke, it'd scare him silly, but not do real damage. Just wanted the bastard to fear for his manhood. Wouldn't gain anything by crushing him completely. Some old Romans had that figured out centuries ago. Now to twist the knife. Told Sarah to call Dave's wife, Liz. She could be fiery, but I wasn't doing this alone. Heard Sarah say to Liz, "Can you come over? It's really important." Liz said she was busy. Sarah insisted. I snatched the phone. Liz, it's Mike. I just caught Dave in bed with Sarah. You need to get over here. Silence on the other end. Then the line went dead. Their place was maybe 45 minutes away. By the time I went downstairs, the front door nearly flew off its hinges as Liz burst in. Where are they? Damn it! She screamed. Didn't want to get in the way. Upstairs, I said. Like a tornado, she stormed into our bedroom. All she saw was Dave tied to the chair, his ankles up high and that wire around his, She immediately started yelling at him. What the hell? Not again. No, no, no. I told you next time I'd cut your balls off, and here we are. Ready to lose them, are you? I was shocked by what she did next. Liz grabbed the knife from me, slid it under the wire. All right, you idiot. Tell me about every single affair you've had since we got together. He went white. She pulled out her phone, started pacing around him, recording. He couldn't argue, he was terrified. All right, let's name names, she said. And he started confessing everything. Women from work, neighbors, friends. Liz sat on the bed, her face a mix of shock and disgust. These are my friends? You're sleeping with my friends. She looked at me, pleading. Can I have some water? This is too much. Went to the bathroom, brought her a glass. She stood next to Dave, knife in hand, gulped it down like it was vodka. I looked at him. How many times with her? Pointing at Sarah. This is the first time, honestly. We were just talking about sex and got carried away. I sort of believed the first time bit, given the circumstances, but the rest? Not so sure. Standing in front of him, Liz said, All right, you idiot. You're hiding something. What exactly? Her face fell. That's not all, is it? I know when you're lying. Been with you too long. She held the knife back towards the rope. Tell me, you scum, or you'll be more than a eunuch. Promise you won't do it if I tell? He said, looking down. I promise, she replied. Fine. It was Felicity. My sister. Your sister? When did this happen? At the wedding. Last month. He nodded, eyes on his, You promise not to do it? I promise. Now damn it, spill it. What wedding last month? There was only ours and... Light bulb went off in Liz's head. Our wedding. He nodded. Weddings? Plural. He nodded again. Her too. Another nod. I'll never forget that moment. It all went slow motion. Liz leaned in close to his face. Whispered. You lied. The knife moved. Cut through the rope. Dave's legs collapsed. The wire had dug into his thighs. This wasn't supposed to happen, I thought. The wire was supposed to snap. Then I saw it. Terrible sight. That scream. Loudest thing I ever heard. And I used to work on jets. A thought flashed. Damn. Now I'll have to change the carpet and the bed. Then my brain kicked in. Dashed past him into the bathroom. Flipped him onto his back. Couldn't lift the injured bit, but I could stop the bleeding. Screams stopped. He either passed out or I knocked him out. Grabbed towels, ran back, pressed them onto the wound. More towels. Call an ambulance. I yelled at Sarah. Couldn't do much more than apply pressure. That's when I saw Liz holding her phone to her ear. Well, the bastard, shut up now. Yeah, I said. Pause as she listened. Yes, I understand. Keep the body parts cool, not cold, not in the freezer. I have just the thing. She pinched her fingers, took Dave's, and headed to the bathroom. Ah, good idea. Cold water's probably best. I thought, then heard the toilet flush. Damn, did she just flush it? She came back to the bedroom, told her phone buddy. Done that. Now everything's fine and calm. Another pause. No, not a joke. This bastard cheated on me. He won't do it again, right? She laughed. More towels now. He looked really pale. Police arrived first. Young cop walked in. What's going on? That's when his dinner joined the mess on my carpet. Paramedics were tougher, probably seen it all. Well done, mate, we'll take it from here. Might have saved his life. Where are the body parts? He asked. I nodded towards Liz. Damn, he replied. She must have been really furious. Having sex with your wife's sister at her own and your own wedding? That's what got her going. Liz was taken to the police car. Sarah and I were asked to come to the station after she got dressed. The interview was pretty straightforward. I told them my side, including the wire not being twisted properly. Liz told her story, and lucky for me, she confessed to tightening the wire because it was coming loose, and she didn't want to ruin the illusion. Said she was just a woman. How would she know about cheese wire? No one believed her, but they couldn't prove otherwise. I got 3 years for unlawful imprisonment. Lucked out with the judge. Found out later his wife was cheating on him. Otherwise, I might have gotten longer. Apparently, saving Dave's life helped. Ended up doing 18 months. No charges for assault. Pleaded temporary insanity. Sarah was the innocent party. No charges. Divorced Sarah while I was inside. She lost the house. Couldn't keep up without my money. Nearly lost her job because of Dave. Prison was easy enough, medical care, TV, decent food. When people asked why I was in, I'd say I cut off a guy's manhood after catching him with my wife. A little lie, but it earned respect. Walked out on a sunny morning. Train ticket in my pocket. Got a job up north. Surprised to see Sarah waiting. She'd only visited twice since the divorce. Despite the warm day, she wore a trench coat with a belt. Had a feeling I knew where this was going. One of my fantasies. Walked up to her. Yep, right on the money. She carefully undid the belt, slowly opened the coat, holding it open so I could see she was naked except for stockings and a garter belt. Closed the coat, leaving a nice bit of cleavage showing. She slipped her hand in mine. Hello, darling. You're out now. I'll start making up for my guilt. Booked a room at the hotel just around the corner. I was looking forward to a few pints after 18 months, but beer could wait. Sex? More complicated. Looked at her. Lead the way, my lady. As we walked, she talked nonstop. I know we're divorced, but I want to make up for it. I love you. I made a huge mistake. Don't know what came over me. It's all my fault. Just a fling, meant nothing. Can you ever forgive me? I'll prove I can be faithful. I know it won't be easy to trust me again, but please try. I just grunted. Please just think about it. She asked, chuckled. We got to the hotel. Judging by the looks at reception, ex-cons and immediate hotel rooms were a common thing. She swiped the card, we went in. Bottle of gin and tonics on the dresser. She smiled. You better get undressed while I get us a drink. No subtlety there. Enjoyed the gin, then ripped off her coat, tossed it on the bed. Wild sex. Rolled off her. Thanks, enjoyed that. Sipped my drink, looked at her. So what now? She lay in my arms, looked into my eyes. I know it's my fault. I hurt you. Should have said no, but I got carried away. Won't happen again, I promise. But I heard you say he was good. Better than you. No, he wasn't as good as you. He was mediocre. Tried to boost his ego so he'd perform better. Couldn't compare. Not anymore, I thought. So you risked our marriage for a bit of fun, and he wasn't even that great? That's disappointing. I know I was wrong. My mistake. What do I need to do to get back into your life? For the past 18 months, I've been celibate. I don't need anyone else. Only you. I know it won't be easy for you to forgive me. I'm not even sure if you can. But I won't screw up again. Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. I let her finish her speech. When you sell houses and manage people, you learn to read them. Looking at her, I said, think I've rested enough. Let's go again. We had sex again. Got up, went for a shower. Came back. She clearly wanted more. That eager look I knew so well. Looked at the clock, started getting dressed. Made her kneel so we were eye to eye. You're leaving? She said. Embarrassed but cute. Her breasts looked just as good as they did 18 months ago. I could get used to this every day. Yeah. Got to catch the train. But why? Looked at her. They found me a job at a real estate place up north while I was inside. Just paperwork now, but I think I can make it work. I'll consider your offer by then. Already dressed. Reaching the door. Opened it. Glanced back. Might be easier to say yes if you apologized. Heard her shout no. As I closed the door. Lied. Took the train to Lincoln. Went back to fixing planes. Didn't pay as much as real estate, but at least the people weren't jerks. Last I heard of Liz, she was dating a biker. And Dave? They called him Davina now. Not Dave, not anything else, just Davina. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories like this. See you next time.